Hello Aries, and welcome to 2019. Aries, I am going to do the reading for you for the first 6 months. I've laid out the cards here, January through to June, with one card to give me an overall guidance about your energy during this period. Then I've got another 6 for the second half of the year, July through to December. And Aries, I've got to tell you, from an astrology point of view, it is going to be a monumental year for you. Okay, for those that don't know, I am an Aries moon and an Aries rising, so this affects me just as much as you. But the big focus this year for you is on your career, on who you are in the world, on what you're going to achieve. It is basically a year of destiny for you, Aries. To start off, you have Mars entering Aries on the 2nd of January. Mars is your ruling planet and it is direct all year, which is great. It means it's giving you fire, direction, passion, that get up and go, that kind of like real deep within energy where it's just like, yes, I'm so driven, I'm so passionate, I'm so going for my goals. Okay, and if you're not feeling that yet, then you will be feeling it as you get to the Capricorn partial solar eclipse on the 5th of January. Now Capricorn, the partial solar eclipse is all going to be again focused on what you do in the world, your career, what you make your money from. It's going to be very much a big focus on your reputation, on what it is that you really want to create when it comes to your life. Okay, it's that kind of big. The reason for that is because Saturn's focused on your destiny, right? It's your reputation. It's a huge focus on your 10th house for those that understand astrology. Now, I just want to talk briefly too about the fact that Jupiter's in Sagittarius. It's also going to affect you in terms of long distance travel, and I see that here for you in your spread. I do have some cards I'm going to qualify with in a second, so you can see me shuffle on camera. But it's also about your skill set. So what it is that you do in the world. So some of you might be going back to uni, learning a trade. Some of you might be actually finalizing that and now using that to step into who you really are when it comes to this year. Aries, it's a really big year in terms of eclipses in Capricorn and Cancer. Okay, so you're going to have this push and pull between wanting to go direct and wanting to achieve, and then also coming back and needing to nurture. There are 3 eclipses in Cancer and Capricorn, and for those that don't know or haven't been watching my channel, the North Node is in Cancer, so it's all about how you nurture yourself, how you nurture those around you. Cancer's like the mother of the zodiac. And the South Node is in Capricorn, which is the father of the zodiac and is all about status. So the focus for you is really going to be on your career, but also on nurturing yourself and doing some self-healing. Now, as I said to you, there is a partial solar eclipse on the 5th of January. It's the new moon. It is technically the beginning of the year. And for me, it's a big focus on you because Uranus comes back into your sign and will be there until the 6th of March. Now, Uranus has been kind of doing this dance with you since 2008. So it's all about what you're trying to achieve, where you're going. It's also about your home. Some of you this year could actually be moving house, and we're talking about something final, like moving overseas. You could be moving to a new premise. There's some big stuff. Whatever happens at the eclipses will be final, so you won't look back. For those that are looking for love, it's a fantastic year in that kind of sense. Like, it's really strong love year for Aries. We have Venus going direct all year, but most importantly for you, the months that will be highlighted when it comes to love are when we have those eclipses in Cancer, which is July and August, and September, October. And what's really cool, Aries, I have the Ace of Cups in September and October for you. So that's backing up exactly what's coming through. Now, I've mentioned the 3 eclipses in Capricorn and Cancer. It's really important to note July is going to be a massive month for you, okay? It's going to be full on. We've got Mercury going retrograde from the 7th to the 31st, but more importantly for you, we have a eclipse in the house of Cancer. Now, this is all about, for you, it's in the area of your home. So it's about focusing on emotional cleansing and what you're doing in your home, your foundation, where you're living, who you're living with. It may be that for some of you, those of you that are married could find yourself separated this time. Those of you that are employed could find yourself starting your own business at this time. For those of you that have your own business, you could find yourself going back to self-employment. It's that kind of energy, okay? And it's really big stuff. So just be prepared. July is going to be a bit of a full-on month. Now, finally, for those of you that are Aries in the first decan, now if you don't know what that means, go look it up. You can figure it out pretty easily, but we're not all the same when it comes to our star sign, okay? If we're born in the month or under the sun sign of Aries, that doesn't mean that we're the same, because there's 3 different decans. So there's a first, second, and a third decan. For those that are born under the first, I want you to know that Chiron, it's currently in Pisces and it re-enters Aries on the 18th of February. So this is all going to be about a very healing focus for you, okay? It's going to be about more cleansing. So that focus back on self-worth, self-love. What are we doing to actually nurture ourselves? Massive, massive year for you, Aries. Big push and pull. It could literally be a year that you complete and end things. It's like a full transformation. Some of you could change absolutely everything. Your career, your place in the world, who you're dating, who you're married to, where you live, the whole shebang. So massive year of destiny. All right, but let's get started with the tarot. Okay, Aries, so I've laid out the cards. I've got January through to June, and I've got July through to December. And I've also got 2 cards that kind of give me an idea of the overarching energy that's coming through. The deck that I'm using is called Dreams of Gaia Tarot. It is slightly different from traditional tarot, and it does talk about themes that aren't presented in the normal traditional deck. So to back that up, I've pulled out the traditional Rider-Waite, which I don't normally use, to use as qualifiers, okay? So let's have a look January through to June, and then I'll talk you through what I see. Can I have some additional guidance, please, on January? Thank you. Additional guidance on February, please. Additional guidance on March. Got a lot of fire and cups coming through, which is what I said to you, from an astrology point of view. It's going to be all about push and pull of your life purpose and your heart, your emotions. Doing that self-healing that I keep telling you about, healing from stuff from the past. Thank you. And then there's the card of Cancer, Chariot, on emotions for the month of March. 2 more cards, please. 1 more. Okay. So really interesting, Aries. I'm just going to shift this to the side whilst I work on this section for you. So as you're coming into January, I said to you it's going to be very much a month of, feeling that passion, inspired to use your energy to get up and go. What's interesting is that you have the 5 of Wands coupled with the 6 of Cups. So this is that perfect example of the push and pull that I was talking about before, right? So on one hand, you've got like passion, standing up for yourself, actually fighting for what you want to create and achieve in the world. Some of you, this is merely turning that passion or that side project into a profitable business. But then at the same time, you have the 6 of Cups. So it's like a pull between your emotions and your emotional energy. This speaks to me very much about needing to be honest with your feelings. It's soulmate energy, maybe talking to your partner if you're coupled. It's really about trying to find that balance between what you're actually putting out into the world and what you're trying to create, and between your home life. And I feel like for you, Aries, this is what I was saying to you before. It's very much a year of trying to find that balance between who you are and who you're turning into, who you're becoming, because eclipses are going to shake all of us up this year, and you're no longer going to be the person you once were. February kind of continues that theme for you. What's interesting is that you have the Hero card with the 5 of Cups. So the Hero card in this deck is actually the card of number 12. So it's slightly different when it comes to tarot. And I just want to focus on that for a second because it's quite important. They don't have pages or knights, but they have people that assist the kings and queens in this deck. And the card of Hero speaks about really being your own inner hero. Now, I know that sounds wishy-washy and you're going, Ali, what are you talking about? You know, but it's really about being your own inner warrior. I mean, look at the details on the card, right? I mentioned about Chiron coming into Aries on the 18th, my apologies, the 18th of February. And see the green behind the eyes? So it's healing. And then you've got purple and blue at the crown chakra. So, you know, it's really about doing that inner healing, being your own warrior and be able to step into your own so that you can attract what you want. The flip side of that is you might actually be walking away from some people, Aries. You have the Five of Cups here, which speaks about sorrow and depression. Now, one of the tendencies that we have as Aries, a trait that we have, is that when we make up our mind to do something, we go full steam ahead with it, right? We're like, yep, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go for it. It's what I'm passionate about. I'm so excited. I'm going to achieve this year. And my New Year's resolution is this X, Y, Z, or I'm going to change that with my business. It's all this passion, this fire, this creativity. But often we tend to be the first ones out of the gate and the first ones to kind of get boredom or depression because we don't see the results as quickly as we'd like. The theme for you this year, Saturn's really asking you before it moves into Capricorn, and all the planets align in Capricorn next year. It's really asking you to ground yourself and see this project through, okay? Whatever it is that when it comes to your career, whether it's a complete career change, maybe you go from being a nurse and now you want to drive trucks, for example, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It's asking you to have faith and see it through, okay? Try not to get caught up in melancholy. For some of you, this could also be detaching from a relationship, a marriage, something concrete, and wanting to start something new, something that was a soulmate and now it's run its course. And I say that because as you come into March, you have the theme of emotions coupled with the Chariot. So this is forward movement, okay? Emotions in this deck, again, it's that replacement of the major arcana, okay? But emotions really speak about, to me, if you have a look at the illustrations of this card, and this came up in my own personal reading, it's really about balancing all of the elements. So it kind of, I get the magician feel when I look at this card. It's like you have all the tools in the trade. It's like now all you need to do is center yourself, ground yourself, and have a little bit of faith in what's coming through. And the irony is that you've actually pulled the faith card as well, so it kind of ties in perfectly. But I feel like in March, you're going to be a little bit torn with your emotions, okay? It's almost like you've made a decision and now you need to stick it through. And for you, this is your birthday month, so it could be very much about travel. You have the card of long distance travel here, the Chariot. So you could be taking a trip, driving somewhere. You could be going overseas for your birthday. I definitely see long distance travel coming up for you. But this is also the card of Cancer, and I've talked to you about the Cancer eclipses before. And the one that's coming up for you in July is very much focused on you at home. So finding that emotional balance, cleansing your emotions, being able to stand tall. You know, what is it that you're carrying still from 1990, Aries? What is it that you're carrying still from 2008 that's been bugging you and that you need to let go of? It could be a person, a theme, a thing. It could just be how you actually feel about yourself within the world. Whatever it is, you're being asked to clear it. And if you don't clear it when it comes to that Cancer new moon on the 2nd of July, the universe is going to do it for you, okay? Now, what's interesting, as you come into April, sorry, I just had to think for a second, I was getting some messages. As you come into April, you've got the Five of Swords coupled with the Queen of Swords. So the Five of Swords itself in traditional tarot speaks about winning, but at what cost? It's kind of like you've won the battle but lost the war, is what a lot of people will say, which is really annoying. How I see this card, however, is it's really about finding your true self. Do you see how she's blindfolded, but in her hand she's holding a face? It's very symbolic for me about shedding who you were. This is going to be a year for most Aries where, you know, the person that you are is not going to be the same. And I say that with confidence because it's a lot to do with Uranus and all the other planetary alignments. So if you think back to who you were in 2010 to who you are now, it's a very, very different person. Very different interests, probably circles, what you're doing in terms of your health, in terms of your career, in terms of where you're going. I feel like it's like a full transformation. But you've got this last little bit to do. And this last little bit is all about self-belief and self-worth, okay? So it's almost like as if you remember what I said in the beginning, you start off with these 2 cards of passion and fighting for what you want and going for what you want at the beginning of the year. And then it's like you hit this snag of needing to face some sort of emotions, and maybe it's just, you know, the solar return of your birthday that snaps you out of it, and you go, what am I doing? You know, this is crazy. As if I'm going to leave my very well paid job and go work for myself. Like, that's just ridiculous. Or as if I'm going to leave the freedom of working for myself and go back to employment. However it works out for you, the important thing here is to have belief in yourself, okay? It's coupled with the Queen of Swords, so this speaks about fast movement energy, and it's kind of like, I think you really coming to the realization that if you're going to achieve all that you need to achieve this year, Aries, then you need to do the healing work on that self-doubt, that niggling self-doubt. You do have 2 cards here of depression and anxiety. So I see that it's like a yin and yang, a push and pull. As much as you have this desire to create and you know, build in the world and be the leader that you are, that you're destined to be, on the same hand you have like this pull back of, am I really ready, and this self-doubt that lingers in your mind. Now May looks really good because I see you finding that balance again, and it's really cool. You have the card of masculine versus feminine. So it's a card of fire, it's in your sign. What I love about this card, it's really about finding that balance again, and you finding that balance and being grounded. And it's coupled with the card of Aries, so taking the leap of faith, the Fool. So in May, that could be you getting prepared and ready to actually take the leap of faith, ready to actually start something new. I do see that being a possibility. I'm just looking at my notes from where the planets are aligned and what's kind of happening, but I see that being an opportunity where that's the month where you actually decide to make the change of whatever it is when it comes to your career. This is very much a card about having that balance. So even though it looks a little bit gloomy in April, your birthday month, you know, March looks great. I see you traveling. I see you kind of finding the balance in your emotions. April looks a little bit gloomy. May, I see you on fire. I see you happy. I see you centered. It's like a brand new you. And I think that's thanks to the work that you've done leading up to that point, okay? Yeah. What's interesting then is that you have the card of faith as you come into June. So I was talking about this before. You know, I'm going to sound like a broken record because I keep repeating the same things, but it's that push and pull between your desire of what you want to create in the world and who you are and what you want to bring into fruition, between nurturing yourself and going within and doing the last little bit of healing work that you need to do. And, you know, this card is very much a card about having faith in your abilities and who you are and what you've achieved so far. It's a very spiritual card, okay? You can see a lot of symbolism on this. You see the eye, the Holy Trinity. I see angels' wings. I see some really important animals. And personally, for me, the tortoise or the turtle is quite poignant for me. It holds a lot of meaning, but you'll see what you see. What's important is for you in June, it's about not giving up. Remember what I said, Saturn's asking you to really go for what you want, what you desire, whatever it is, but you need to have a plan. You need to put something together. It's not just good enough to like go, yes, I want to achieve this year, I want to start my own business. You need to actually put pen to paper and actually have a solid plan in doing it, and then have faith in your abilities to make that come true. What's really cool, Aries, in the first half of the year, you have this additional energy of the crone, so the card of wisdom, okay? Don't be alarmed that she's looking a little bit old and has grey hair, okay? For any of my older viewers watching. It's more about this energy, this vibration of having the inner knowing that you can do all that you want to do, Aries. You truly can. The only thing that I see standing in your way in the first half of this year is yourself. Okay, it's like potentially getting into a negative headspace, you know, not sure if you want to make a change. You have some really beautiful energies though. You have the Fool, you have 6 of Cups for soulmate kind of energy, you have the card of forward movement, of progress when it comes to your career. You know, this is the year for some Aries where you could actually really become multi-millionaires, right? And I don't mean by winning the lotto, I mean by your hard work, by what you put out into the world, by what you want to create. It's all a matter of, like I said to you before, doing that plan so that the universe knows exactly what it is that you're trying to manifest and brings it to you. It's one thing to say to me, Ali, I really want to have a business, being a dentist. And I'd be like, okay, great. So have you done the study? Yes, I've done the study. It's like, okay, great. So where's your business plan? What's the actual concrete steps? Because this kind of energy from Saturn that's with you all year is about long term. Okay, it's about what you're putting down that's actually going to reap rewards and benefit for you in the long term. And it may mean that you have to make some drastic changes, like where you're living, who you're living with, and so forth. Additional guidance for July, please. Thank you. Yeah, there it is. It shows me what you working at this new idea. August. Thank you. September. October. New love coming in October. Some of you making a brand new start. For the singles that are watching, October's it. Making a brand new commitment in a love relationship. And I did say before that those were the months, right? I'm pretty sure I said that. July and August, September and October. One card for additional clarity on October, please. Thank you, Spirit. Just one card. Could be with a potential earth sign. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. One card on this, Two of Fire. There's the Capricorn card. Yeah. Okay, so Aries, like, the theme continues, all right, and it looks amazing. You have coming in a lot of earthy energy as you come into July, okay? Do you remember I said to you July, it was a month, it's all about your home and where you're living and doing the emotional work to figure out where you're living? Well, this is what it's showing me here. You've got two cards that are very focused on where you are in the world, what you're doing, what you're creating. You have literally the card of home and your foundation, your base when it comes to where you live. And then you have a card that speaks about waiting for your seeds to grow, being patient. For some of you, Aries, I feel like in July you could be moving house. And it's a big move, okay? This is something for some of you haven't moved for a long time, or for some of you it could be that you're moving overseas. August looks really interesting. I have the Nine of Pentacles coupled with the Page of Pentacles. So this speaks about being very abundant and having a new opportunity when it comes to work, when it comes to all things that are around you. This is such a beautiful card. If you have a look at how fertile she is, I feel like whatever you're waiting for to come off, whatever you're waiting for to settle, it finally does. And you have this great new opportunity coming in for you. Now, Aries, for some of you, this could be the month that you actually start your new business. I see some of you either in June at the end of financial year for those that are in Australia, and for those that are overseas at summer, really making that choice to let go and begin something new. And I see it being very rewarding financially, whatever it is that you're thinking about doing, okay? For some of you, it's work with animals. Then we have more earth energy. We have the Three of Pentacles coupled with the Hermit. So this combination is quite beautiful. So Three of Pentacles speaks about, for me, really collaboration, putting in that teamwork, okay? It's very, very cute illustration on this card. It's a little squirrel working with the guys, is trying to plant the seeds and or the nuts and watch them grow. And I love that they're working together, right? It's showing me collaboration. So you could have help when it comes to building something new. You do have the card of Hermit, which speaks about introspection. So again, if you've been doing that kind of energy work that I've been telling you about, if you've been focusing on your emotions, if you've been trying to look within and really focus on healing whatever it is that's come up for you at these eclipses, then it'll be time for you to actually start reaping your harvest, okay? Working together as a team with someone new when it comes to business. It's definitely a year of destiny for you, Aries. It's a year of where things are actually going to start to come together. Now, the last 3 months of the year look great for when it comes to romance. Now, Venus and Mars are direct all year, so it's perfect when it comes to anything to do with love and matters of the heart. But in particular, as I said to you before, July and August and September and October. Now, October, you have the Ace of Cups. So that literally speaks about a brand new commitment in love. I can see this sometimes, read this very differently depending on other cards that are around it, but I see this very much being about a new love commitment, and it's coupled with the Queen of Pentacles. Now, I did mention that the eclipses are going to shake things up for you. So some of you make some really big decisions when it comes to June, July. Some of you leave connections, some of you leave relationships only 3 months later to start something new. This is the very beginning stages, that pure stage, you know, that lustful stage where everything seems so bright and exciting when it comes to love. And I feel like that this is the new beginning for you, okay? Very strong love month for those Aries that are looking. November seems an interesting month. Again, it speaks more about collaboration, okay? So you have, you know, Two of Fire. This is about two opportunities when it comes to career, and you have it coupled with the card of Capricorn, so the Devil. Again, that earth sign woman coming through could be a Capricorn here. It could be a man as well. Don't get too caught up in the fact that it's a queen. But I feel like November is really, it's the month for you of culmination, okay? For everything you've been working for all year, stepping into your own. It's now, I feel like you're going to have the path, the choice between two options. Wands represent fire, creativity, things that are new. And this is just before the solar eclipse on the 26th of December, okay? And that area will be in your career. So I feel like whatever choice you make when it comes to November, and you are going to have two choices, it's going to be something that's going to be quite lucrative for you, all right? What's interesting is that as you come into December, when I'm talking about this, you literally have the card of choice. Now, in this particular guidebook, this is the highest card that you can get. It's like the Fool, but it's even more exalted. So it speaks about destiny is the best way I can describe it to you. If you have a look at the imagery on this, and I typically only use these cards for twin flame readings or some really quite spiritual stuff, but it's literally removing one mask and stepping into the new and shedding the old. And December is very much going to be that month for you before we hit 2020. And 2020, if this year's monumental, 2020 is going to be massive for you, Aries. But it's really about continuing to shed everything that's going on, so that when you come to December, that the 26th of December, you know, plus or minus 4 days is going to be where you actually have the choice about a new path when it comes to your life. And we're not talking about just a job opportunity or career, we're literally talking about a brand new you, Aries. Okay? And what's interesting is the clarifying card for this is the Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Pentacles is where it's like you've worked really hard and now you're actually finally starting to see the rewards of your labor, the fruits of your labor. This is just 2 before the 10, which is like financial abundance coming out of nowhere. Sometimes that represents a windfall. So it's like, I do see that despite the struggles and the mental stuff and the lack of self-belief that you face, Aries, whatever it is that you begin anew, whatever the leap of faith it is that you take once you finally get your balance, for some of you that's around April and May, and in June and July is where I see you going for, Aries. You're just like, yep, I'm going for it. Whether it's a new love, a new business, whether you finally decide that you want to become a father and you put plans to do that, whatever it is, this is going to be the year where it actually falls into place for you. And I mean, how fabulous. At the end of the year, you're there, you are as the Emperor coming up in your own reading. Strong, powerful, wise, educated. Absolutely beautiful. So just watch yourself, as I said, for that negative self-talk that can come up, okay? Be very careful with, you know, all of the stuff, the thoughts of what you say, because you are very strong in terms of manifesting, all right? Remember that these eclipses are going to have an effect on you, particularly about your home and your place in the world, your destiny and your career, but in particular, your home when it comes to that one in July. That one in July is going to be potent. So there's a heads up. July is not going to be an easy month for any of us. Don't let boredom or fear get in the way. okay? Because there's no need for that. I mean, it looks absolutely beautiful. You're creating something new. You've got this new love coming in. It could be a resurrection in love. For some of you, I see you leaving marriages and starting anew completely fresh. It's going to be a very exciting year. A year of transformation, but more importantly, a year of you stepping into your destiny. Beautiful. So I'm just drawing for you 2 additional guidance cards, one for overall love energy for the year and then one for spiritual guidance. Just one card, thank you, Annie. Do you know I got this exact same card in my own reading? Wheel of Creation. Beautiful. Okay, Aries, let me read for you from the book. You have the King of Stars, the Alchemist, when it comes to love. It's a year of change, I keep telling you. Let me find it for you, and I'm going to read it for you verbatim because it's really cool, actually. The King of Stars, or the King of Wands. And who's the King of Wands? You are, Aries. The Alchemist. All is continuously transforming into love. Allow all blocks and barriers to be burned away to reveal your philosopher's stone. Ancient wisdom flows from this divine sovereign as he observes and experiences his vast domain. What did I say about having the wisdom, Aries? The colours and chaotic images that surround him are a reminder of his reckless past. His surrender to wild pursuit broke open his heart to reveal an alchemic star of transformation. This image captures the moment of transformation from the old way of being to a higher state of enlightenment. He has now the strength to fly beyond any obstacles, along with strong, loving action. The King of Stars has arrived. This person is larger than life, energetic, charismatic, and maybe a leader of some sort. That is you, Aries. They can see your potential and will help you uncover it. Your dreams and desires are beyond your comfort zone, and this person will certainly push you towards this place. They see your ability to be more. Perhaps they have seen where you are now. You have asked for inspiration, and here it is. Are you ready to transform, to become who you know you can be? Beautiful. Transforming yourself, transforming love. And then finally, you have the Wheel of Creation. It's like a full reset for you, Aries. It's your destiny. Truly, what a beautiful year. Wheel of Creation. Movement, a new start. Embrace change. The Wheel of Creation mandala offers guidance for new beginnings that are on the horizon. Big winds of change are gathering momentum and will soon be felt. If you choose to embrace the change and move forward with love, these winds will bring you blessings. Additionally, this mandala comes as a reminder that as the Wheel of Creation spins, we are born new each day. Within every day, there is a new tomorrow. Leave the past behind you and awaken each morning to greet yourself in the mirror with eyes of compassion and a heart that whispers, be true to you. Exciting times lie ahead. Celebrate the now, and in doing so, you will colour your future brightly. That was your reading, Aries. I hope you found it helpful. It was an absolute pleasure doing it for you. I am available for personal readings and yearly forecasts, so if you would like one like this, please email me. The details are below. I go into far more detail, and I actually draw a full spread for love as well. So I look at each month by month for love to see what themes are coming up. So if you are interested, as I said, they're below. And if not, if you just enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. It helps the channel more than you know. And I'll be back with you soon. Take care.